I can't believe it did that! Hello, people of the internet. It's your favorite car color coordinated Sarah here with another truck review. And yeah, I called it a truck because it arguably is. It's adorable. It's a 2022 Ford Maverick XLT with the FX4 Off-Road package. So today we're going to get up on the lift, we're going to go over the technical specs and see what makes this thing Goose's wingman, and then we're going to take it off-road and see if the FX4 package is more than just a sticker. Starting out back, my favorite thing about the Maverick is that the rear license plate is off-center. I don't know why I like that so much. It's just different. This is also equipped with a tow package that's capable of towing 4,000 pounds. Yeah, that's 500 more than my Bronco. It's a short wheelbase, all right? That's a little bit of a letdown. It's just got a little space saver donut underneath here. You could probably fit a full-size spare. Well, that's cute. It's got a little turn-down style exhaust tip. Much like when you have an all-wheel drive versus a front-wheel drive version of a car, this being the all-wheel drive Maverick, it has a different rear suspension. This one is a multi-link setup with a monotube strut. Now, if you were to get the front-wheel drive hybrid version, it comes with a twist beam rear end. All kinds of interesting looking shapes going on in this configuration. I want to see what the rear anti-sway bar measures in at though. 25-ish millimeter. It's an interesting looking design they went with too. This aluminum lower control arm, the spring and the monotube strut just kind of plop on the top of it. And then there is the rear subframe with the bushings for the RDU. It's just got an empty hole on this side. That's odd. And then there's this little guy right here, the RDU. It is a clutch pack style rear differential unit that is manufactured by Dana Spicer for Ford. It was tough finding information on this little thing, but there is a Dana part number right there on that label. In normal driving conditions where all-wheel drive traction isn't needed, the RDU will disconnect and the truck operates as a front-wheel drive vehicle. But it is a predictive type unit, much like later models of Haldex, where it monitors various sensors throughout the truck, and when it thinks traction is going to be needed, it will send torque back here. It can send up to 100% of that to the rear wheels and also vector it left to right to either one of the wheels back here. It's crazy to think about this looking underneath the Maverick, but this is based on Ford's C2 platform, which the Ford Focus to be based on, hence why this is like a Ford Focus RS with a pickup bed. They also make the Mach-E on a modified version of this platform, and this one is the heaviest configuration, weighing in at just over 3,700 pounds. It looks like one of the ways Ford's saving costs on the Maverick is by using mild aluminized steel for the muffler back. There's a little weep hole right there that drains water, that's why it's all black. And then everything up forward is all stainless. And that is why I'm not too much of a fan of transversely mounted all-wheel drive drivetrains, because everything is crammed up there on top of the subframe. Not fun. Up front, there is a McPherson strut style front suspension with a twin tube strut. This lower control, what the hell? A is I'm comin'. What? If you just so happen to work at the plant in Sonora, Mexico that manufactures these things, ask someone please what that stands for on the lower control arm, because I'm curious. Anyway, the transmission that is in this Maverick is one only option you get with the 2-liter turbo, and that is the 8F35 8-speed automatic, which is kind of part of the Ford GM partnership, where Ford developed the 10-speed auto for rear drive applications and GM developed a 9-speed auto for front drive applications, except Ford didn't really like it, so they redesigned it from that and made it into an 8-speed. Time for the braking test. No one behind me? Ready? Oh geez. Go! Woo! That was nice. was a nice braking. It was just nice. That's how I can describe it. That braking was just accomplished with a single pot front caliper, and rotor wise, I gotta measure because I couldn't find any data online with the diameter of this thing. I'm gonna do my best at eyeballing it, all right? Without taking the wheel off. You're looking at about, 320 millimeter front rotor, which is like 12.5-ish inches, ballpark. The wheels on this XLT FX4 are a gunmetal machine face 17x7, wrapped in a 235/65 Falcon Wild Peak AT tire. Out back, got another single pot rear caliper, and the rotor back here, eyeball it. Like 290 and change-ish millimeter, 293 if I had to guess. You late? That's a combination of speculate and guess. Square stance rear tire and wheel. I'm done. Ooh. In the name of science, I am now gonna give this thing the beans. I do have some drive modes you can select here in the Maverick. Down in the center console, there is a little button with a checker flag, a snowflake, and a leaf on it. If you press that, you have normal, tow haul, because this one has the tow package, also has a trailer sway feature built into it, slippery, mud and ruts, sand, and that's it. There's no sport with the FX4 package. So I'm gonna leave it in normal. And I also have the most adorable traction control button I've ever seen in a vehicle. It's a little picture of a tire doing a burnout. You can select that, and that turns off traction control. So give this thing a little assistance and let it eat. Ready? Go. Woo! Yeah! Get a little Maverick! Get it! That's not bad. That's good enough. That's quick. The gearing is strange. I feel like it's short shifts, and there's a little bit of torque management in there too. Just in case you were wondering what one of these would look like with a subtle lift kit, I got it up in the air just slightly. I think it looks good. This thing looks really good lifted, even if the penguin's stuck in the tow hook in the front. Get out of here. You're not gonna reach Valhalla from riding in the front of the Maverick. Was this a double popper? Ooh, I think it is. Ooh, that's pretty light. Under the hood of this little Maverick is Ford's 2-liter dual overhead cam twin scroll turboed 4-cylinder or EcoBoost that produces 250 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 277 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. Those are pretty healthy numbers considering this thing is all-wheel drive and weighs 3,700 pounds and change. That right there is essentially an all-wheel drive Focus ST, not really a Focus RS because it's the 2-liter with a pickup truck body. That is sick. I love this because you know you can crank some power out of this little engine. It's been around for a while now. Digging in a little bit deeper on this 2-liter turbo EcoBoost, this was revised in 2015. This particular one right here does have a forged crank as well as powder forged rods, slightly over squared at 87.5 to 83.1 millimeter bore and stroke. And it does have what Ford calls the VCT, which is variable cam timing. Little hard to see because it's in the back half of the engine over here, but it does have an integrated exhaust manifold built into the head with a twin scroll turbo, a charge pipe, the valve cover, the intake manifold. Everything is all plastic, which does help keep heat soak to a minimum. So here's the thing. That's essentially a Focus ST engine, and we already know the tuning potential of those cars. They've been out for a while and there's lots of aftermarket support. This is all-wheel drive. Only weak link I could see is that 8-speed automatic transmission when we start slapping bigger turbos on these. But you got the Focus RS with the 6-speed manual in it that's all-wheel drive. I bet you can figure out a way to stick that drivetrain in here and have the ultimate sleeper mini truck, all-wheel drive with tons of power. I want to see someone do it. It's time to take you off-road. To kick things off off-road, I'm going to start with a bolstering check because you don't want to go flopping around inside your vehicle when you're off-roading. Ouch! There's not much bolstering in these seats, but I like the fact that they have this like denim finish to them. They're super comfortable. I feel like they would definitely absorb some ass sweat, but because they're not leather or synthetic leather, there shouldn't be too much of that. I'm going to go down into my drive modes and select sand. I think is appropriate because we're going to go through a little gravel trap to kick things off. So, all right, let it eat. Ooh, this is so nerve-wracking. I feel like I'm going to get stuck. Ooh, jeez. Oh, I made it through. That was really nerve-wracking. I hate going through that. It doesn't seem like very much, but it doesn't give you a good feeling when you're going through there. Also notice when you put it in the sand mode, it kind of puts it almost in a low range-ish type setting. Just feel it holding the RPMs. Little Spider-Man's in a tree. Why is there so much trash out here? That's sad. Maybe I should do a full car review video of just seeing how much trash I can put in the bed of this thing. Since this is a baby truck, I thought it would be fitting to start with a baby hill before trying to attempt a bigger one. So I'm gonna put it into slippery mode, which is for snow and ice, but this is slick. Not letting any air out of the tires, just straight out of the box, see how this does. Come on, little Maverick. It's definitely slick. Pretty good, pretty good. It mitigated that surface, no problem. I got a backup camera, but I don't have a front-facing camera, so going back down kind of sucks. I do have hill descent control. Let's select that. And I also have some gauges that show me my roll and my pitch. So I got those up too. All right. Ooh, geez. This is crazy. This little truck is doing this. All right. Now, do I have the ground clearance to be able to make it safely off here? My aperture and approach angles are just a hair above 21%, which is not too bad. It's doing it. It says my washer fluid low. No, it's not. I'm just on a hill. This thing actually has quite a few little off-road goodies packed into it for just being a simple little economy pickup. The test hill got tore up a little bit. The ruts are a lot bigger. I don't know if this little thing's gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna actually keep it in the slippery mode for this hill also. I feel it's fitting. It did all right in the other hill. I have 8.6 inches of ground clearance. I just gotta be very careful with my wheel placement going up this. All right. I gotta take it super slow. Mountain goat so far. Ooh, I'll put my window up. No, it doesn't like that line. I mean, the Outback Wilderness couldn't make it up this. Forester Wilderness did, but it's so tore up compared to the last time I've been out here. It's way more drastic. I don't think the suspension can articulate enough to do this. All right. It is not liking this at all. All right. That's not working. Mud and ruts, I guess. It's ruts, it's not mud. Disable trash control. I don't want to yeet this thing up the hill because I have a feeling it will end badly for this little truck. Let's try a little bit different approach. Come on. You got it, little truck. You gotta be kidding me. No. Come on, Maverick. Come on, Maverick. Right, Maverick. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Maverick. I can't believe it did that. Oh my God, that was the most nerve-wracking hill climb I've ever done. Holy shit. So I did not think that little thing was gonna make, it's built on a modified Ford Focus platform and it just drove up that hill. It just doesn't show on camera. It doesn't look like anything. I couldn't walk up this right now in heels. I know I'm an idiot for wearing heels right now, but whatever. To put this into more perspective, I just reviewed the Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. It wouldn't do this in 4 high. I had to put it in 4 low to go up this hill. I don't really know how to follow that up. I think that just summarizes this thing's off-road capability. As far as the rest of the truck goes, the interior is adorable. It's weird. It's cheap materials, but it's clever the way they put it all together with these bright colors, the orange accents. The dash and the doors are this weird kind of navy blue denim color, and the denim fabric. It's just vivid and it pops in here, and I like it. This dashboard material looks like something you make a school lunch tray out of. It's down here in the door cards. Has these weird little door handles with some Allen head bolts that hold it in place. It's a fun interior. And as far as tech goes, the way this one is equipped, it has enough features to get by. It's a little bare bones. Doesn't have radar cruise control or a fancy infotainment system. I can still pair my phone to it and listen to Spotify. It has a neat little cubby next to that and a cubby behind it. There's no shortage of cubbies. The rear seat lifts up. There's cubbies underneath there. It's a basic interior, but it's fun to make up for the cheapness of it. It makes up a lack of that infotainment tech though in its off-roading goodies that just demonstrated it was well worth the FX4 Off-Road package for it to be able to do that. And it has the trailer sway feature, so it can tow 4,000 pounds. That's pretty useful for something you're gonna go like camping with, or maybe tow some jet skis. Exterior styling wise, the headlights, I wasn't too sure about them when I first saw the pictures when this thing was debuting. I was like, but it's growing on me. And now that I just unveiled the new Ranger, it kind of fits with the rest of the model lineup. It's a cute truck. The bed is practical. It's bed lined back there, so it's durable. I think for most people that drive a pickup truck that don't actually use it for a pickup truck, this is totally what they actually need. And the fuel economy is excellent for this thing for as quick as it is. And the fact that the entry model is a hybrid that gets over 40 miles per gallon in the city, that's insane. This is such a well-needed truck for such a long time. We've been missing something like this in the vehicle market, and I'm so glad that it exists now. If you've never seen one of my vehicle reviews, I have multiple categories to rate and assess them. Starting with the bean score is a rating of 1 to 5 beans based on the feeling you get behind your belly button when you give it the beans. And this little Maverick right here is getting a rating of 1.6 beans. It's fun. I just want more. I want more power. I want to modify one of these so bad and just see what it can do. E. Anyway, next is the cookie score. It is assessment of what you get for what you spend. And this Maverick, as it is equipped, is getting a rating of 4.8 cookies. This is phenomenal value. The only reason why it's not a 5 cookie rating is because this one is a fairly loaded version of the Maverick. Absolutely love that this thing exists, and I think a lot of other manufacturers need to wake up and start building vehicles that the average person can afford again. Next is the meatball score. It's assessment of a truck's off-road capabilities for tackling rocks that are round and brown, like a meatball. And this little Maverick is getting a rating of 2.7 meatballs. I'm so impressed with what this thing is capable of off-road. I did not think it was gonna do what it did. I think its only limitation is because it's a little bit longer of a wheelbase, so the breakover isn't that great. I couldn't really do the stuff behind me. I'm so impressed. It's awesome for being Basically a car with a pickup bed. Next is the mechanic score, is assessment of how much an ass pain a vehicle would be to work on a 1 to 5 scale, 5 being easy, 1 being abysmal nightmare. And this little all-wheel drive Maverick is getting a rating of 2.8 wrenches. It's not something I would want to work on. It's a transversely mounted all-wheel drive drivetrain configuration. It has nothing to do with the vehicle itself. It's just that drivetrain layout in particular, not a fan of. My Audi TT was the same thing, and that thing made me hate life. Lastly is the Penguin score. This is assessment of how much I personally like a vehicle. And the Maverick is getting a rating of 4.9 penguins. It was just a squeak from making a perfect 5 out of 5 rating. The reason being is the principle of this vehicle that it exists is why I like it so much. But I do think it has room to grow still. It just came out, and I'm sure they're gonna have new versions of it that will come out in the future. And I wanna see an ST version of this thing so bad, let alone an RS version. That's like super wishful thinking. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with another. Bye.